How to do the perfect dumbbell side lateral raise for ultimate shoulder sculpting. Whether you're a beginner looking to refine your technique or a pro looking to push your limits, this is the video for you. We will start with muscles involved, then go over the perfect form, most common mistakes, tweaks for the best muscle growth, and how to properly go beyond failure. When you're done watching this video, you will know everything you will ever need to know about dumbbell side lateral raise. Let's kick off with muscles involved. This exercise primarily targets the lateral deltoids, key players in achieving that sought-after shoulder width and definition. It makes your frame appear broader and more robust and gives the illusion of a smaller waist. It also engages the anterior and posterior deltoids to a lesser extent, promoting balanced shoulder development. Moving on to the art of perfect form. Step 1. Hold the dumbbell against the head of the dumbbell, as this is going to force the side delts to work harder due to increased internal rotation moment. Step 2. Stabilize your body. This step is a critical but frequently forgotten step in exercise routines. It not only fortifies your stance, enabling you to lift more weight effectively, but it also significantly lowers the risk of injury, especially in your shoulder joints. To do this, you start by standing straight with your feet hip-width apart to provide a stable base and proper balance. Then, slightly tilt your upper body forward to optimize the load on your side deltoids, minimizing involvement of the traps and front deltoids. Bend your knees slightly to reduce stress on the lower back and enhance stability. Keep your chest out and retract your shoulder blades and lats down and back to ensure your spine remains straight and neutral, reducing the chance to get a clicking sound in your shoulders. Bend your elbows slightly and maintain it throughout the exercise to protect your joints. Tuck your hips slightly to help maintaining neutral pelvis and reducing strain on your lower back. Squeeze your glutes to further support your pelvis and spine, adding another layer of stability to your overall stance. And finally, flex your abs to engage your core, which stabilize your midsection and further protect your spine. By tensioning the lower body and the upper body and connecting those 2 points with the core, you will transfer energy like a spring, maximizing power and efficiency. This ensures that the force generated by your muscles is directed effectively through your body, enhancing strength and stability during the lift. You are now ready to lift. As you begin lifting, only moving your arms up, initiating the movement by leading with your elbows, making sure that your elbows are higher than your wrist the whole time and keeping your thumb in line or slightly higher than your pinky. Raising the dumbbell slightly in front of your body helps to optimize the angle of resistance. Imagine pushing the weights away from your body rather than lifting them straight up to further engage the side deltoids and reduce trap activation. Lift until your arms are parallel to the ground, then slowly lower the weights back down to maintain muscle tension. I recommend doing 1 second up, pause briefly at top, then 2 seconds down for the most optimal tempo. By inhaling during the concentric phase and exhaling during the eccentric phase, not only optimizes the exercise's effectiveness by ensuring that the muscles are oxygenated and ready for work, but also enhances focus and stability throughout the movement. I recommend performing 2 to 3 sets in moderate to high rep ranges of 10 to 20 reps with a rest of 2 to 3 minutes between each set. And there you have it, the perfect dumbbell side lateral raise. Now let's explore some common mistakes that most of us have made at some point. Understanding them and knowing what to watch out for will help you improve your technique and achieve better results. Raising your arms may start out easy, but it becomes increasingly difficult as the weight moves away from your body, reaching its peak difficulty at 90 degrees. Your body is incredibly adaptive and will find ways to compensate for this if you're lifting weights that are too heavy. This often involves recruiting other muscles or altering movements to assist in lifting the weight, which can detract from the exercise's intended focus and increase the risk of injury. Mistake number 1. Pointing your thumb down and pinky up. Very common lateral raise tip you might have heard. but it puts your shoulder joint to more compromised position that increases the risk for injury. By placing your shoulders into internal rotation can cause inflammation and irritation of the tendons of the rotator cuff, leading to shoulder impingement. Mistake number 2, moving your thumb up. Opposite to moving them too much down, it's also common to move them too high, especially as it gets harder to move the weight up, shifting the focus to the front deltoids. Mistake number 3, bending your arms too much. By bending the arms excessively shifts the tension from the deltoids to the biceps and forearms, reducing the effectiveness of the exercise in targeting the intended muscle group. Mistake number 4, swinging your body and arms back and forth. Swinging generates momentum, which takes the focus away from isolating the deltoids. This not only reduces the exercise's effectiveness, but also increases the risk of injury by placing undue stress on the joints. Mistake number 5, dropping your elbows and flapping your arms like a bird. Lowering the elbows during the lift shifts the focus predominantly to the front deltoids and biceps. This common error compromises the isolation of the lateral deltoids. Mistake number 6, standing straight. Standing too straight tends to activate the trapezius muscles instead of focusing on the lateral deltoids. A slight forward lean positions the body to better target the lateral deltoids and minimizes trap and front deltoid engagement. Mistake number 7, shrugging your traps. Shrugging engages the trapezius muscles excessively, which can overshadow the activation of the deltoids and lead to an imbalance in muscle development and potential neck strain. Mistake number 8, not going slow on the descent. Failing to control the descent of the dumbbells reduces the time under tension for the deltoids and decreases the overall efficacy of the exercise. Slow, controlled movements ensure that the muscles are effectively engaged throughout the range of motion. Mistake number 9, moving arms too much forward. Excessive forward movement turns the exercise into more of a front raise, which primarily targets the anterior deltoids rather than the lateral deltoids. Mistake number 10, doing them all at the same time. Chances are we've all found ourselves making at least one of these common mistakes at some point. I'm curious to know how many you've encountered. Drop a comment below and let me know. Now that we've covered how to sidestep the most common mistakes, let's shift our focus towards a few tweaks if your goal is to maximize muscle growth. Doing them on an incline bench to prevent you from cheating and decrease the involvement of your upper traps. This position limits body momentum and isolates the deltoid muscles more effectively, leading to better muscle activation and growth. Leaning into an incline while performing lateral raises alters the resistance curve of the exercise. When you lean, the gravitational pull shifts and the tension on the deltoids increases, particularly at the lower part of the movement where the muscle is stretched. This position intensifies the engagement of the lateral deltoids throughout the lift because the muscle remains under tension for a longer portion of the movement path. This technique can be particularly beneficial for targeting muscle fibers that might not be as engaged during a standard upright lateral raise, contributing to better overall shoulder development and strength. But at the cost of time, as you can only do one arm at a time. The hardest part is the upper half. So if you're not feeling anything in the lower half, try doing just the upper half, stopping at around 40 degrees and going back up. Beyond just lifting the weight, there's a powerful technique that can elevate your muscle growth significantly, the mind-muscle connection. By channeling your attention on engaging and feeling the shoulders work through each rep, rather than just lifting the weight, can lead to significantly better muscle growth. If you're still having a hard time feeling it in your shoulders, try pausing for 1 to 2 full seconds at the top. Lastly, to truly maximize muscle growth, pushing beyond failure in your final set can be incredibly effective. But remember, this should only be attempted after reaching true failure with strict form. Number 1 is partial reps. When you can no longer complete a full range of motion, continue with partial reps. Lift the weight as far as you can until you can only go as far as 10 to 20% of the way up. Number 2 is drop set. After reaching failure with a strict form, reduce the weight by 30% and continue to perform as many reps as possible. Once failure is reached again, drop the weight by another 30% and repeat. This method dramatically increases the volume and intensity of your workout in a short period. Number 3 is cheat reps. Using slight momentum at the beginning of the lift can be fine to push out a few more reps. Just remember to control the weight on the eccentric. And there you have it. Congratulations! You now know everything you will ever need to know about side lateral raise. I know this was a lot of information, so I highly recommend you to watch it a few times before your next shoulder session. Remember to enjoy the progress of learning and growing and embrace each step to becoming the best version of yourself. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to like, share and subscribe for more fitness tips and guides, and comment which exercise you'd like me to cover next. Until next time, veriti ne sasiel.